DT the kid.
Pray God not watching me. Arm to the T, suppressor on the carbon 15. Still not in the rapper conversations. I promise it don't bother me the least. Long as it ain't stopping me from eating. I've been chasing bread since a fetus. I was taught my Miranda rights before I learned the Pledge of Allegiance. Never flying Spirit or Allegiant unless I got my parachute packed. Fortunate I made it out the gutter. I promise I would never move back. All these bitches I might need a nap. All these bitches I might lose track. Ladies love me, I'm a cool cat. We just kick it, I'm a shoe rack. Pockets crippin' all these blue backs, but metaphorically I'm seeing green. Clientele tapping on the window and me and Piff was serving through the screen. Missing Piff, I hoped it was a dream. I woke up, you're still gone. They say time heals all. They never told me how long. Papa never popped up, mama had to raise me all on her own. Papa nothing but a coward, mama ain't made me all on her own. All that ever made me was more strong. Well, maybe just a little bitter. I done grown numb to it, no feelings. Guess we grow from it if it don't kill us. Raised by pimps, prostitutes, and killers, what can I say? I think drug dealing might as well be my family trade. I ain't have no maid when it got paid, now I got it made. Tomorrow's still not promised, all a nigga can do is pray. That God's not watching you. If he was, he'd be ashamed. You nothing but a disappointment, damn homie, you ain't nothing like you claim. You ain't no big homie. You been getting extorted, paying niggas off so they don't pick on you. You ain't causing havoc, you ain't about the action, you ain't got the stick on you. You and I are not the same, I take some pocket change out and put a hit on you. Sega 12 with the switch, fat ass shells looking like rigatoni. Life's a bitch and she sucks. I just tell it how it is, call it real spill, maybe I'm a klutz. I got all these babies yet, I ain't never gave 2 fucks. Call it hard work, call it dedication, never call it luck. I grew up without a maid, when it got paid, now I got it made. Tomorrow never was promised, all a nigga can do is pray. The God's not watching us. Nas kick the door, you know how it go, now we all fucked. Niggas stop the toilet up with the pounds, now it won't flush. We gon' all get tested, cause you know scared niggas don't hush. Oh, what a nightmare, thank God I finally woke up. With somebody lady, now she talking crazy, told me keep in touch. With somebody lady, and I thought I loved her till I bust a nut. Then I snapped back 5950, back to my senses, back to my mission, back to my business. She can't be my missus, I'ma kill that pussy, she a living witness. She gon' swear she miss me, but I know she kidding. Hold my heart frozen, I can't even feel it. Here's a cold shoulder, bitches getting chilly. Stacking my pennies, trying not to spend it, just to bring Scooby snacks to my kiddies. All my people eat, only way we living, we ain't got to worry, I know how to get it. Call me Chef Carrot, I'ma keep the trays coming in my kitchen. Thank the chef in kitchen, put up double digits. You just bust the dishes, those my only wishes. We don't waste a smidget, sipping on success, bad for my kidneys, so I gotta pass it like a Mike Bibby. On to my brother, then to my brother, then to my sister. Hope you get the picture. Long live Pill.
DT the kid.
M Harris Films, what you doing? Halito, yo, what up? Check this out. I'm going to officially start this video, this live in about 1 hour. I want to show a video first, and then I'm also waiting to see if Miss Shon is going to join me. I know it's early, you guys. Remember, I'm 2 hours behind you guys on the East Coast, so I'm up early. Earlier than normal, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm up earlier, getting this live in so I can be able to get back to some rest or whatever before I go into work. So this live will start at about, I think, 7:30 y'all time, you guys on the East Coast. Shout out to y'all checking in. But the question of the day for me is, I want to know if you guys think that this lawyer KARMLO had sold him out. I personally think that lawyer handed him over. I personally think it's all bad. I personally think though I did not think KARMLO was going to get self-defense. I Ben said that. I said that from day one. I did not feel he was going to get self-defense, but I will tell you, I am so surprised. I did not think he was going to get murder one either. I didn't think he was going to get that either. I'm so surprised for that. But I will say this, from what I saw or what I felt like, it don't sit well with me. It just feels like that lawyer, for you to be one of the best lawyers, they say, in Texas. Shout out to everybody checking in. For you to be one of the best lawyers that they claim in the state of Texas, you did not put your best work on display as of yesterday. You did not put it on display. And I'm going to tell you, it almost looks like you were paid off, Mr. Lawyer. It almost looks like you were paid off. Again, I will say, I said it from the beginning, I did not feel he was going to get self-defense. I also said I did feel like he was going to be convicted. I did feel that, but not of murder one. That's where my surprise is. And also my surprise is the way the lawyer handled that case. I mean, when we look at you and we see you didn't even talk to some of the witnesses, how are you putting people on the stand and you haven't talked to the witness? How? Like, how? Like, how? Then if you guys remember when he put his witnesses on the stand, when the defense put his witnesses on the stands, it was almost like the witnesses were turning on KARMLO. His witnesses, the defense witnesses, were turning on KARMLO. And I'm sitting here like, why did you use these witnesses? You know, they're not helping KARMLO. Like, they're not helping him. They're not helping at all. You know, I'm going to tell you, this is what it looked like to me. It looked like everybody, though that young man made a mistake, though he made a mistake that has now cost him his freedom, at least at the moment. At least at the moment. Though he had made a mistake, that lawyer did not fight. He did not put up a fight. And it's like he handed over that boy. And it looked like everybody. Hello, Barbara. What up? What up? What up? Lisa White. What up? Raw Truth. What up? Alicia. What up? Bessie ain't messy. What up? Everybody checking in. Texas Bama. What up? What up? Everybody looked like they turned their back on that boy, on that young man. Again, I did not feel like he was going to get up. I never felt like he was going to get off. But the trial looked dirty, 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 dirty from the get-go. From the get-go. It just, everything looked dirty, even the media selection. But I'm gonna say, back to what I was saying, it looked like everybody turned their back on that guy. From the friend, I mean, just imagine this. He's in the tent. He think he has a friend in that tent. According to the transcripts or whatever, the friend seems to turn on him in the tent and pretends to act like he's recording the altercation, which I'm feeling like there was an altercation that we're not seeing. But that wasn't proven in court, that there is actually an altercation. All right, so the friend, Eddie, seems to turn on him in the tent. Not only that, Eddie then gets on the stand and kind of denies him on the stand. Like, damn, this dude know, like, you know, it's like he's turning his back on him. Then to get in that courtroom and you don't watch your lawyer put up any type of fight, I felt like that lawyer turned his back on them. There was no fight about there was no noise made about the media selection. There was no noise made about the jurors. It was like this lawyer just handed him over, took them people money and handed them over. Now, a part of me said that this lawyer handed him over. That's what a part of me says. But then I was wondering, I was like, man, why ain't this person fighting? Why is he not, I'm not getting his witness selection. None of this. Like, it's not making sense to me. But then I said, okay, maybe, remember in my one video, I said, well, maybe the reason he's not fighting is on purpose. Maybe he's feeling like he has a strong enough appeal case that he's going to fight it through the appeal. Maybe this is what part of me is saying. Maybe the reason he's so, Sonya, what up? The reason he's so lackadaisical in his fight is because he already knows KARMLO's going to be convicted. He already sees that this is a dirty trial, and maybe he's going to fight it in the appeal. So that's what another part of me was saying. And one part was saying he sold him out. The other part is saying, trying to be optimistic that, damn, maybe he's just going to fight it through the appeal. So before I start this video, I'm going to come back at about 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to dig into this, and maybe I'll hear back from Miss Shon by then. It is early, so, and I know she's very busy. I didn't tell her I was going live. Well, I did, and but she hasn't responded back, so she's probably not even up yet. But hopefully by the time this video finishes, she'll hit me back, and we can bring her on. And y'all let me know if y'all want me to drop the link after this video, and we can all have a conversation about it. I'll drop the link, and we can have a conversation about it together if y'all want. I just think this is it's bad. It's bad. Not only did the lawyer turn us over, but turn that boy over, but it's just bad. Let me play this video, man. This is Secret Service Sam talking to the activists. I think yesterday, Hello Barbara sent me a video of the activists talking. This is Secret Service Sam talking to the activists, and I'm gonna let y'all hear what the activist knows, what this activist knows, what he found out. This is the bad part about the activist. It's like he's saying there's some other stuff out there, but we can't prove it. We can't prove that it's out there. I did hear about that. Hello, Barbara. I did hear about that. We can't prove it. This is just him saying this, so I'm going to play that, and then I'll come back after this, and we can talk about it.
Can you freestyle rap it though? Not yet. I need to hear me be extremely coincidental that you guys arrest people right outside of. He is the gentleman who had seen. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Samson's World. I am coming live. Obviously, we've just heard the verdict that Carmelo Anthony was just found guilty. I have here on the feed Morris Dwayne Turner. If you guys will remember, he is the gentleman who had seen the actual video. Let me bring Dwayne on now. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Just everyone taking this moment in, making sure that all the people, and I'm still at the courthouse, so you can see the backdrop. Just waiting to see what the judge actually charges the jury so they can go back and deliberate on the sentence.
Now, so Morris, just so we, do you go by Morris or Dwayne?
Dwayne is fine.
Dwayne, all right. So Dwayne, just so we know, just everybody knows who you are. You saw the actual video. You went viral for people. You sharing your version of watching the video. A lot of people tried to, talk badly on your name. Obviously, like we talked, your past is your past. But you provided me with the receipts of you signing up to see the video, you getting approval to see the video, and then the proof that you actually did view the video. So just tell me a little bit about what we were talking about earlier with Carmelo's lawyers or something.
Yeah, now that we're here at this part, one thing I can say is that I've been working on this case. When I say working, I mean advocating on this case and in some shape, form, or fashion since April of last year. And we've had plenty of conversations back and forth and everything else on how to get the truth out, how to get information out, sending a FOIA request, which are Freedom of Information Act requests to get documentation, get all those. A lot of things that we and try to do so. And so I've always had the moment of believing that Mike Howard was the wrong attorney to this case. And I'm saying that now. I've left it alone because we had a lot of emotions out here. We had a lot of people crying, a lot of people just not understanding. We had an actual coach, and I won't say his name or where he's from, but he coached track. That's what he coached. As a lot of kids, they run track. And he was up here in between going to work and came trying to hear the verdict and was like, this is crazy that he was even charged, because kids are always under each other's canopies until this event, and they had to stop it. So this man left to go to work. And while we were waiting on the verdict, and he actually turned around when the verdict came through, and he was coming up to us. He parked down the street, and he was literally crying, bawling. And he was like, I don't understand it. How can they find this man guilty when they know that at the end of the day that he was assaulted, that he was invited under canopy, and yet they found this man guilty? And so, and this is coming from a white gentleman that does nothing but coach young people. And right. So it's like at some point, America has to understand that we can't fall into the trap of the mindset of the people that have taken over this country for the last 10 years. And I just have to say that. And that I waited until after it's over, because at the end of the day, Carmelo has a whole lot of grounds for appeal. I think for myself, and this is Dwayne speaking, no one else, I believe that his family needs to fire everybody. So whatever appeal attorney, whatever they had going on, fire them and go find someone else. Go back and hire the other lawyers that you had before him and get them to work on the appeal and get all of the information, because they spent a lot of money for Michael Howard to go into this case and not file not one pretrial motion, only subpoenas, not work on anything pretrial litigation to try to get this case dismissed. But yet he was the attorney with a video stating, and I'll send that to you, that if your attorney does not get your case dismissed pre-trial, that you need to find another attorney. But that man did not do any work to try to litigate this case. He didn't try to do anything to, even in the courtroom, to object. And this is from people that was in the courtroom. He didn't object much. He didn't try to get certain things struck. He didn't do anything. And
okay, so I haven't even seen this, right? And he's saying the same thing I'm saying. Wow. I haven't even seen this, but okay, I'm gonna let it play. But he's saying the same thing I'm saying.
But yet he was the attorney with a video stating, and I'll send that to you, that if your attorney does not get your case dismissed pre-trial, that you need to find another attorney. But that man did not do any work to try to litigate this case. He didn't try to do anything to, even in the courtroom, to object. And this is from people that was in the courtroom. He didn't object much. He didn't try to get certain things struck. He didn't do anything. And it didn't surprise me that he wasn't going to have KARMLO testify, nor that he was going to actually play the whole entire video. He hasn't. And so I kept telling people, hey, his strategy, he steals these windings, so that this is that. Because I didn't want people to get crazy out here, because we were trying to keep the peace, keep things right. And we all have an obligation to make sure everybody out here, and it's a lot of folks out here, that they all go home safe, period. And so times matter. Feel and what they did not do to make sure that KARMLO had the legal wherewithal that he had. And I've been spreading that out. I've been talking about it. I've been an advocate on this for this family. I've put it out there to the people that mattered. And it just seems like they had so many people that were implanted around them just to bring this moment out. And it's funny, I'll try to get the young man to actually go public, but he told me just moments ago, probably about an hour ago, he was paid to come here for 2 hours every day and just drive around and antagonize people that had KARMLO side. His problem was he didn't know that we were KARMLO supporters, because we're sitting off away from the signs, because there was mostly the younger people out there doing the whole sign moment and whatever. And so I just happened to talk to him, just kind of just befriend him a little bit. And I was like, hey, what you doing out here? Because I saw you yesterday. And he just looked at me and he's like, bro, I'm just out here making money. These people pay me to come out here. That's what I'm gonna do. And so, and it's fine. I don't think we understand that this is what happens in America when you have big things like this, because big cases like this set precedent. It's either going to set precedent that we are a good country and we believe in law and order, or it's going to set precedent that we're weak and we can fall for whatever it is that people give us. And right now, America, we are weak. We are sick, we're weak, and we have fell prey to those who we've let take over this country. And we don't even have a backbone anymore to just stand up. We had 12 people in there that would sit there falling asleep every time this man was talking on the prosecution side. They never established whose weapon it was. They didn't say it was no fingerprints on it or anything. They actually listened to these people say. They invited the young man to the tent so that he up and aggressed them first, and still that this man had the right to protect himself in the state of Texas. So state of Texas, I'm just going to tell you this. Since and all these people riding around with these signs of my Austin Metcalf and everything else, I'm going to tell you what you just did. That staying your ground don't matter no more. Right. I'm going to say it again. Because remember, this is a legal case. Every case is set precedent. And this is a stand your ground case. So since you wanted KARMLO to go to jail, and they just found him guilty of murder because someone chose to mind his business and put their hands on him, every white person, every Hispanic person, every Latino, Asian, Black person, whatever, you have now given away your rights to stand your ground. Because guess what the prosecution going to say when you have to take care of it and stand your ground? We have precedent in the KARMLO Anthony case in 2026 that you no longer have the right to stand your ground. So congratulations, white America. Congratulations, our Asian people that was on the jury. Congratulations, the couple of Indian people and the one Muslim lady. Congratulations. You just took our rights away because you wanted to go along with these people and let them strip away our rights. And that is the consequences of us taking our ideology, our feelings, and our religious views over what's right.
Right. And then you saw the video, Dwayne. So can you tell people a little bit about, from your viewing the video, what did you see happen again?
I couldn't hear you on that.
Can you hear me now?
No, let me check and make sure that my settings are right.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a second. Yeah, I think when I was doing the video, getting the video, I saw his sound went out or something. So I'm gonna fast forward in a little bit. Let me see.
Yeah. People don't realize what kind of moment this is.
Yes, sir.
It's a historical moment.
Yes, it is.
This goes all the way back to 1875.
Yes, sir.
You don't realize that. It's the
You're right.
Scott decision is what just happened here again today.
And that's what I just told him on this live, is that I said, thank you, white America and everybody else, for taking away that right in the state of Texas to stand your ground. And that's what they just did.
Black America, but
yeah,
it's the same thing that happened in 1875.
Yeah, it is.
Real quick, I just want to say shout out to everybody checking in, checking in this morning. I know it's early, y'all. I know it's early. It's even earlier for me out here in this great state of Montana. It's even earlier for me. So I did just talk to Miss Shon, and Miss Shon will be joining the panel. So after we play the video, she should be here by the end.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you the whole time. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't. I done lost this moment.
I don't know why you can't hear me.
Can you hear me?
I can
Yeah,
hear
I still
you.
can't hear you. I know you can hear me. He was coming up toward where KARMLO was sitting. The administrator tells you.
Is real, but I can
Yeah,
hear
I still
you.
can't hear you. I know you can hear me. Yeah.
Weird. Do you want to try to go off and come back on?
Yeah, let's go off and come back on.
Hang on.
You
Yeah,
do that.
come back
Hold
on
on.
real quick. Yeah. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, I have Morris Dwayne Turner. He is live at the Collins County Court building after the Carmelo Anthony verdict just came in. Obviously, this is, it's upsetting for a lot of people. I'll show you guys this real quick, too. This picture, I cannot verify if this picture is real, but somebody sent this to me and is saying that this is a picture of Jeff Metcalf, the judge, John Roach, and the DA, Greg Willis. Let me see if I can bring Carmelo back in. Carmelo, I'm sorry, Dwayne, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, there we go. So, Dwayne, so tell people you saw the actual video. We have proof that you saw the video. So can you give people a little recap of what you saw in that video?
Yes, I did see the video, and basically a brief recap is that you can technically see 4 individuals coming up. One individual going to distract the coaches. You see the other individuals coming up toward where KARMLO was sitting. The administrator tells you that, hey, there's the 4. And as they go up, they never sit down. And they basically just go in and aggress upon KARMLO. So whatever words, aggression, you see KARMLO try to get away, they pull him back in. And then you can imagine that's where the poking happens, because KARMLO gets away, looks to the right, he runs down toward the left, he falls down. And at that point, that's when they start chasing him. And
Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. Now, this guy is describing this video detailed, very, very detailed. Again, now I say nobody else has this video, or it's not being shown. But the one thing that makes me feel like, Halito tribe, Halito, what up? One thing that makes me feel like he is telling the truth about this video, though, is the fact that he did show receipts that public information that he asked to see the video. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. He did show receipts that he did ask for the video. He was allowed to see the video, and they did email him back saying that he would be able to get the video after the trial, I think. So this is why couldn't the lawyer get his hands on this video? This same video, if this video exists. This is throwing me.
Individuals coming up. One individual going to distract the coaches. You see the other individuals coming up toward where KARMLO was sitting. The administrator tells you that, hey, there's the fourth. And as they go up, they never sit down. And they basically just go in and aggress upon KARMLO. So whatever words, aggression, you see KARMLO try to get away, they pull him back in. And then you can imagine that's where the poking happens, because KARMLO gets away, looks to the right, he runs down toward the left, he falls down. And at that point, that's when they start chasing him. And you can see Austin try to chase, but he couldn't. At that point, he realized he was injured. He fell down. As he went down a few steps, he fell. Hunter and the other two boys chased after KARMLO, but he ran to a coach. And they stopped and they pointed. And that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around and he saw his brother laying down on the ground.
Man, that is too detailed. That is too detailed. How he's that's too detailed. KARMLO is a millionaire. I don't know what that means.
He took a few steps over, he stopped, and the coach came and grabbed him. So that's pretty much what was on the video. But in the courtroom, the prosecution took the video and they just took snippets. They zoomed in, made it pixelated, and said, hey, do you think this was it? Do you think that happened? Can you really see? And the defense never played the full video. The prosecution never played the full video. And they already made an 11-minute video. Just show that. You don't even have to show all the other video feed. That's how I know. And I'll say it on record. This is Morris Dwayne Turner saying. That's how I know that allegedly in my mind that Mike Howard had no intent on doing or mounting a strong defense for KARMLO. Never.
So he's saying basically, yeah, that lawyer handed you over. He handed you over. Damn, like that's a detailed description. Yeah, I hear you, DJ. You say the lawyer was unequipped for that case. Okay. He was passive to go ahead anyway. I would not trust anything that comes out of that lawyer's mouth. I feel you. I'm feeling that man handed that boy over. Why wouldn't you go get this video? This would have helped your client. If this man knows that video exists, the lawyer, one of the best lawyers in the state of Texas since I think they said 2011. Come on, man.
Because there's no defense attorney in this nation that would not file any pretrial motion at all, and that would sit there knowing that the prosecution didn't prove nothing. They're going to go in there and show the video. Hey, this is what happened. Now I rest, because there's nothing else I got to say. And they never did it. So that tells me that he didn't care. He just got the money that the family paid him, and it was a lot. And he went on by his business. He'll retire because they have an actual guy that's supposed to be the appeal attorney. And I wouldn't trust him either. Because at the end of the day, all of them sat there and allowed this to happen. And nobody said, wait, let's go and be lawyers. No one did. They just been waiting this whole time. And it's so crazy that I, as a non-lawyer, saw all of that. And I can go in there and could have made a better defense for him this week and last week.
And you said the judge asked for a quick verdict. Tell us about that a little bit.
Yes, in the courtroom, they said the judge was telling them that he wanted this case done quick. That when he was talking to the jury, giving them instructions, he wanted them to hurry along and all this. I have never heard a judge ever in my life tell the jury that they need to hurry along. You just told the jury that you need them to be quick. That's grounds for dismissal along itself. And so it's like no one in that building, outside the people that were saying they were supporting KARMLO, which is the family, and maybe a few other people we'll take off that list because we'll deal with that another time. They all wanted this boy and knew this boy was going to get found guilty. They were actually telling us before the verdict even came in, oh yeah, they found him guilty of murder. And we don't even have any cue. I'm refreshing because I was following JD Miles from CBS BFW. I give my credit to him because he was on this thing and he was being fair and honest and he was just reporting. And so everyone was following him. That's why I told everybody, like, stop calling me. Follow him on X, and he was giving us updates. And he hadn't said nothing. And all of a sudden he said, hey, the verdict is in. This is what it is. But before that, almost an hour, they were already telling us he was found guilty. KARMLO, Austin Metcalf supporters. And so that's where we are with this moment because they knew what the outcome was going to be. We kind of knew what was happening, but we can't tell you we knew what the verdict was going to be. And so that's kind of where this is. And I just have to say again, Black America, you understand now what these people really feel about you. And I'm not talking about Sam. I'm not talking about other people I know that's in that moment. But you know what the powers that be feel about you and what they're trying to do to you. They told you. So Project 2025, you don't know, read it. So they told you what they were going to try to do. But second, America as a whole, Texans, because they had nothing to do with America, Texans, you have allowed these people to go in.
Oh gosh, here he go with the Project 2025 BS. Anyway, man, all this. Anyway, let me let him go. Let me let him go
in there and just strip away your defense rights when it comes to stand your ground, because this is precedent. They just said you cannot stand your ground and protect yourself, even when somebody has started the fight, aggressed upon you, assaulted you. You have to just lay there, sit there, and let them do it. So we're California now.
And the reason I say that is because, okay, now y'all gonna try to blame this on Trump. Yeah, Project 2025 folks gonna try to, Trump is responsible for this. We told y'all, oh my gosh. Anyway, and I say that because, man, this shit been going on with us forever, long before Project 2025 or a Trump came into office, but I can see where it's going. Oh my gosh, here we go.
We're California. Yeah. So now all Texans, I'm not with an actual organization. I'm just really for myself. Just been advocating all this time. So
now,
I'll get with you.
Dwayne, can you tell us, you were saying one of the family members was taken away in an ambulance?
No, I saw the ambulance come. So I was hoping that it wasn't a family member, but it stopped over here to the side. So I think we had a skirmish earlier. Some people didn't like each other. And so I think they came to check them out. But we saw it coming. So everybody was like, hey, hopefully it's not a family member on either side that they're coming for.
Yeah, and can you tell us about Sarah Fields?
Yes.
What can you tell us about her?
Sarah J. Fields, if you don't know, she's an independent journalist out of the Smith County, Tyler area. And so she's really an antagonizer. She antagonistic behavior. She antagonizes people. She does have truth when it comes to her stories, but she is a journalist. So whatever stories she do, if you read them, so good. But with this moment, knowing her and listening to her, I've had dealings with her on Facebook before they got my Facebook banned a few months ago. I went back and forth with her about Republican stuff, about different bills, about Trump, all of that stuff. But on this moment, she kind of stayed out the fray. And I didn't have no dealings with her when she said some misinformation. I just put proof on her page. But I had some dealings with another young lady that was actually supposed to be advocating with us. And all of a sudden, now she started coming after me at the same time, taking credit for what this other person did, all those things. And so Sarah, to me...
How did they get you banned?
She actually had her friends, and they all just went up on Facebook and just did a campaign to get me off of there. And she sent me I'll send it to you. She sent me a post, and that post had a little sticky note, and it said, tell your Facebook goodbye. And they did the campaign, and my Facebook was gone. Actually, they tried to get all my social media taken down, and they just didn't. They failed, and they got like They got my first TikTok pages banned, and then TikTok was like, "Hey, once it's banned, we can't do anything, but we need you to go ahead and just make some more." I made some more, and so they've been unsuccessful to mess with those. But it's just a moment to where this person is a paid agitator. She does get paid. And allegedly she got paid for this one. And so she knew from the get-go, fussing with us, that this is going to happen, this is going to happen. But she's lied every step of the way that she saw the video. We have confirmation from Frisco ISD she never saw the video. And so she just, so she just went along with a narrative because she was trying to protect her friend that's in the Republican Party with her. And that's Jeff Metcalf. And so, like I said, all of this.
Didn't I tell you they was going to turn this political now? Oh, the Republican Party. Oh, Trump. Oh, Project 2025. Man, this.
This was had actually been a moment to protect your friend, and her friend is Jeff Metcalf. Yeah.
And talk to us about the relationship between Jeff Metcalf, Judge Roach, and the DA Greg Willis. We're looking for the picture. I think, some people have said that, where is it? That this is the picture of them. We have not verified this picture yet.
Correct. I just sent it out to a few people so they can look, because we had the pictures. This was earlier on and last year. And what people made the mistake is when they found it, along with when not Greg Willis, when Jeff Metcalf had started the GoFundMe, what he did is he actually posted on Facebook, and Judge Roach reshared it. He reshared it on Facebook. And people noticed it, and instead of them actually taking a screenshot, they just went straight to TikTok and started talking about it. So he made his page private. And the same thing with the pictures and everything that was going on with the other situations. He just basically had it up there, made this stuff private. So some people did screenshot it. So we have to actually take the time to go find it. And so I did send that to a couple of people that would know, and they said it didn't look like it was Photoshop or anything. So now we just have to make sure it's authentic and where it came from. So that way, before we say yes, definitively, this is it, we don't want to scandalize his name or anything else with some untruths. So, but yes, a couple of people said it looks like that's it, but I want to verify because I haven't seen that photo in a hot minute. That was last year. So that's where we at with it.
We have to verify this photo. I mean, I shared a photo already, obviously, and then I quickly Googled it and realized that was not the men in the picture.
And Dominique Alexander, the spokesman for the Anthony family, he did a good job of seeing your post, and he actually made a post with the names and the pictures of each one of those people, so people can see that wasn't them. So he actually helped verify for you on that moment. I thank him for doing that.
Yeah. And do you care at all to discuss your conviction, Dwayne? I know that was a lot of controversy. People were trying to discredit you for your recollection of the video. Do you care to discuss?
Okay, so it looks like they're saying the picture was confirmed, but this is not them. So it looks like they're saying that that's not them in the picture. I want to say this real quick, you guys. This is the World Wide Web. This is the internet. This is an open chat. Okay. So we're going to have a difference of opinions in here. Okay. You don't have to get into a back and forth with anybody in the chat. If they feel like it was murder, if they feel like he was guilty, let them have their opinion. Of course, you're going to have trolls that are going to come in, who are happy about the verdict, unless I just see it's just too disrespectful or it's too distracting. Let them have their comments. I also felt that he was not going to get off. I felt this from the beginning. I felt that he was not going to get off. I felt he was not going to get self-defense. I always felt the self-defense claim was a weak claim and he was not going to get it. And I also felt that he would be convicted, but that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about here was, did he get a fair trial and did his lawyer sell him out? That's what we're talking about. I also feel he was not going to get off. I that never changed with me, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm asking, did it look like his lawyer fought for him? Did it seem like his lawyer just handed him over, in this case? That's what I'm talking about. So if anybody comes in who's, oh, he's a murderer, you got to let them have their comments. I wouldn't even, go back and forth about that. Just let people have their comments, and you have yours. You let them have their opinions, and you have yours, okay? It's no need to get worked up about it, because you're going to get worked up about it. A lot of people are emotional about this case. People are going to have whatever opinion they're going to have. But you see, I already called out, they're going to try to make this political and they're going to try to blame it on Trump. They're going to, people are going to say whatever. I'm just asking, does it seem like this lawyer, although I felt he was going to be convicted, although I felt he was not going to get self-defense, I still looked at that lawyer and said, man, are you going to try to fight? Are you going to try to, question, witnesses? Who are you going to bring? Like, I didn't see a fight in the lawyer, and it looks like the lawyer kind of handed him over, is what I feel. You don't have to agree, and I don't have to agree with your comments, but for me, it looks like no matter what I felt about KARMLO, it still felt like he was handed over easily. He was handed over easily.
Discuss that with people to clear some of that up.
Yeah, it's really nothing to really clear up. In 2017, I tried to help a young man to not run away. And so in that moment of helping him run away, I really made some choices in there of not really getting with his family to keep him out of trouble. I knew him for about a year, just keep him out of trouble, keeping him with his grandfather and keeping things done. But when it came down to 2017, I met him in 2016. So in 2017, it was a moment to where he basically was saying, I'm running away again. And I actually, instead of finding his grandfather and wanted to get him, we both go pick him up from school, we both handle the moment. I did it on my own. I took him where he needed to be safe, thinking that the people I talked to was his grandfather. I went to my meeting that I had to go to, came back, never heard from anybody, so I ended up taking him back to school. So in that, under Texas law, under trafficking of a person, if you cross county lines, even though we were in Austin and I went to Cedar Park and back to Austin, that's crossing county lines. And when I cross those county lines, I track it. And since I gave him money for lunch and made sure he had snacks to go to school, that's purchasing. That's the purchase or the buy. So I was guilty of the $5.99. I don't care which way you look at it and how you look at it. And so the lesser included charge was the indecency with a child. They offered me 40 years. That's the offer. And they were giving away because this bill that they passed in 2016, I think it was 15 or 16, the new trafficking laws in Texas. They were not playing. They gave a white guy in the next courtroom almost 55 years.
Okay, I'm going to try to fast forward past, because he's talking about his personal life, his personal background or whatever. I do agree. Once they shut the public out of this case, I didn't like that. The handpicking of the media, I didn't like that. And it just gives all more of a cover up. Like, hurry up, make this case go by. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. We're not gonna let too many people watch. I'm gonna handpick the media. It just
is not as rampant as it used to be. It's just that it's bold. It's bold. That's the problem. It's not like it used to be back in the day. It's just emboldened now to where the few are loud. The few are loud, and the ones that are not are silent and scared because they don't want to lose their job. They don't want to rock no boat. They don't want to be docs like me, and their background and stuff is out there. So they just stay silent. And so the majority of ignorant people becomes the majority of the loud people out here.
Yeah.
But overall, it's a good place. We've had nothing but good cops out here. Sheriff Department, McKinney PD, Texas State Troopers. I didn't see Texas Rangers, so let me retract that. I even seen a couple of federal people here, and they've all been excellent. They've done everything to make sure everybody's good, let everybody speak their piece, and nobody get arrested. It's been excellent. However, you have those few that, because of their hatred, they turned a situation to where I've spoken to many Austin supporters, and we had a good conversation. Showed them information, and they were like, "Wait a minute, I didn't know that." And I was like, "That don't mean that you can't support that family because they lost something, but just tell them that you know that they lied. Tell them, and go support them." And so that's the banter that's been out here. So it's really been a good moment.
Well, that's good, and I'm just gonna bring in real quick some of your receipts because people still don't want to believe that you saw the video.
Oh, most definitely.
So give me.
Now this is where I say he did show receipts that he requested to see the video. He did show receipts that he saw the video. He did show receipts that they said they would send him the video after I think they said the trial. This is just where I'm thrown at. If this video does exist, which I feel like we will never see this video. If this video does exist, how did the lawyer not go get it? Because I see y'all kind of going back and forth with Madison in the chat, which is cool. Y'all keep it respectful. Let everybody, y'all have y'all opinions. Y'all just keep it respectful. Madison, I think this would change if this video does exist. Like this man says it does. This is what I'm talking about. This is kind of what I'm talking about, Madison. Madison, I didn't feel he was going to get off. I felt he was going to be convicted. Did I think he was going to get convicted of murder one? No, I didn't think murder one. But I did think he was going to get convicted. I didn't think they were going to give him, I never thought they were going to give him self-defense. But what I'm saying is, if what this man is saying and this video does exist, moderators, if it gets too disrespectful, because I'm trying to talk and trying to look at the chat too. If it gets too disrespectful down there, you have okay. You can go ahead and do what you got to do. I'm trying to see. I'll let y'all be the judge of that because I'm trying to talk and see the chat at the same time, and I'm actually kind of behind in the chat. All right. So what I was saying, Madison, is if this video actually does exist, this would change a lot. This would change a lot if this video does exist. The problem is, y'all, we ain't seen it. Like, we haven't, the public hasn't seen it. And I feel like they're gonna make that video disappear. I feel like they're gonna make that video disappear is all I'm saying. Miss Shon has just joined the panel. Shout out to you, Miss Shon. I'm getting ready now that you're here. I'm gonna probably get ready to end this live. I mean, not the live, the video, because he seems to be, you know, kind of just talking about the town or whatever, and you know, things like that. How you feeling, Miss Shon?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Good morning to you and good morning to everybody. I'm okay.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to see what he's talking about going out. And yeah, okay, Madison, and I think we should talk about that too. I think we should talk about that too. Let me see what else. Let me see what else is being said, and then we can get into it.
In a second, I'm just bringing that in.
Okay.
And again, so your impression of the video was that Hunter really he was the aggressor in this video.
Yes, Hunter started off, and Austin stepped up and basically got involved. But it was a moment that they had already pre-planned. So you had a pre-plan of Hunter, Austin, and the other young people that were involved. And now they put their name out there. So Eddie EP is his initial. You had another guy that's named Ant. His name is Anthony Mendoza. He was not there, but he was a part of it. You had a young man named Chris. You had other people that was there as well. And they all were part of that whole tree of situation. And so since you have that, then now we have a moment to where it's just a full-blown moment to get to that. But none of that was brought up in court. So he's going to deal with that on field.
And then you said you will receive these videos so that we can post them and all see them, correct?
Yes, my original FOIA request was for the actual videos themselves. Cam Paxton, our attorney general, put it that way and keep it that way.
I can almost guarantee you he's not getting the video. He said he's. I can almost guarantee you when they send him that video, it is not going to be the video that they said they saw. Raw truth. I'm gonna make you a mod for a second because it's hard for me to right now. I'm behind. If you could just help me out with the chat. I know you said you were watching the chat, so I appreciate that. If you could just help me out with the chat, because I don't want it to get disrespectful in here. I know emotions are high, and I know people have differences of opinions. You know, I don't want them. I don't want you know, people not to be able to say what they want to say, but I don't want it to get disrespectful either. You know, I know people are you know, definitely have differences of opinions. So yeah, what I'm saying is I don't think this video that they're saying that they're going to send him after the trial, I don't think it's going to be the same video. I don't think it's going to be the same video. But let them finish, and then we're going to talk to Miss Shon, who has just joined the panel.
He actually helped them block us from actually getting it, but what they did is let us see it. So once now that the case is over, all that stuff gets released to us on FOIA request, and so we'll.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, you guys. I didn't mean that. Let me go back to it. I didn't mean that. That was an accident. Sorry about that.
And so we'll have it. So once it comes, we'll go ahead and get it and have it. And we'll be able to share that with the world.
Right. And then everybody can see I posted this picture. It said, "Dear Mr. Turner, please allow this message to confirm that you viewed the requested video on 6/24/2025. Your public information request will now be closed. Thank you." So that proves to anybody doubting that you saw the video, and I really appreciate you for that, Dwayne, because everybody's like, well, how can we know he could just be saying this? But I really appreciate you providing receipts, because you know, being factual and truthful is so important, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think that's what most people have to understand is that you become a moment.
yeah, but guess what's going to happen though? Again, I don't think he's going to. Um, I don't think he's going to get the video that he's telling us he's seen. When they send him that video, I can almost guarantee you, it's going to be the grainy video that everybody else is seeing, and it's going to make him look like a liar. It's going to make him look like he's lying. Miss Shon, do you get what I'm saying? Does that make sense of what I'm saying? Do you get
I
what?
honestly just came in. I don't even really know what point you're at or
Oh,
what you guys are talking about.
okay, real quick. So this guy on the screen is the guy that's saying he actually saw the clear video of the incident that happened under the tent. He's saying he saw this video and give me one second. He said he saw this video. Okay, Raw Truth, I got you, Addy. And I appreciate you. He said he saw this video, right? He's showing receipts that he requested to see the video. He's showing receipts that that they said they're going to send him the video after the trial, right? Right. Now, my thing is this. Dude, they're not gonna send you that video. Like, they're gonna send you the video everybody is seeing, the grainy one. This clear one that you're saying you seen, where you're saying you saw KARMLO get jumped by 4 people. They're not gonna send you that video, bro. And when you get that video back, so when they send him that video, and people say, okay, let us see the video, he's gonna come back and tell us, you guys, they sent me the grainy video. They did not send me the video that I told y'all I seen. And it's gonna make him look like a liar. It's gonna make him look like he was lying the whole time. That's what I feel. I feel like they're going to play him. Let's say this video does exist. I feel like when they send you the video, it's gonna be the grainy one that they showed in court and everybody else seen. It's not going to be the video you're telling us you saw of KARMLO getting jumped and beat up by multiple people. You're not getting that video, bro. And it's going to make you look like you were lying the whole time or clout chasing the whole time. It is the only problem I have with him talking about this video.
To where you
I'm sorry, go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. Like, that's all I was saying. I think they're finna play in his face. He keeps talking about he's showing the receipts that they're gonna send him this video. And I can almost guarantee you, Madison, I don't know what's going on, but come on now. Come on, let's come on now. I'm trying to be cool. I don't know what's going on, but ain't no racist over here. Let's cool out with the name calling and all. I just don't feel like he's going to get the actual video that he's talking about, which I feel like this is all a waste of time that he's telling us about.
The question is, who is he?
He says he's supposed to be an activist in the area, and he's been advocating for this family since the beginning. I don't know who he is. He's and of course they're bringing up his criminal record to discredit him. So I don't know.
Gotta ask yourself. You always gotta ask yourself when you get information, the source.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the only one saying this? Is he the only person saying that he has seen a clear video? Because I haven't heard anybody else but him say this. So it's not even about, it's just, to me, it's about, okay, he could be telling the truth, he could be lying, but the simple fact is there's nobody else to support or back his claim. Until there is, I don't think nobody should put any emphasis on what he's saying. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm not saying he's not telling. I'm not saying that. I don't know the man. I don't know him to say he's lying or telling the truth. But I don't know who he is, and there's nobody else to support his claim.
Yeah,
Nobody else.
yeah,
So
yeah. And that's what I
until
was
I feel
saying.
like until he come forward with something that actually shows it, then I feel like everybody should just leave him where he at until he comes forward with an actual clear video. And secondly, another thing that he blew up was the actual mug photo. He said that they hid that. No, they didn't. They definitely enhanced. They tweaked it. They definitely did tweak Carmelo's mug photo, but the original one is still out there. They didn't hide that. The original mug photo is still available to the public. So he said that, and that's not accurate. So, I just, think that more time and energy is spent in something that has
But
no proof to
yeah,
it, no claim to it. And until he's able to provide something, it should be set aside.
yeah, and that's what I was saying at the start of the video. I hear what he's saying, but this is the problem. There was no proof of what he's saying. You guys, I went ahead and deleted Madison because I don't know what's going on, but I see y'all in the chat are getting frustrated with that person. Not that I wanted to just delete that person, but y'all are my people. Y'all are over here all the time, and I see y'all are getting frustrated with that person. So I just went ahead and deleted that person. I don't mind the differences of opinions, but it looks like y'all were getting frustrated with that person. So I just went ahead and got them out. Okay, you guys, now that we have Miss Shon here, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video because I do agree with her. I just wanted to hear what the guy had to say. I did not watch the video. I wanted to watch it live to see what he had to say. So I'm agreeing definitely with Miss Shon. And I stated this at the beginning of the video. You guys, if I'm missing your comments, I'm going to try to, when Miss Shine starts digging in, I'll try to go back and post some of the comments because I'm probably missing comments, honestly. I agree with Miss Shine. I said it at the beginning of the video. We don't have proof of what this guy is saying. And then she just made a good point. Who else is saying this, though? Because I haven't heard anybody other than this guy, this same guy saying this. So this guy could be actually clout chasing, because again, I'm saying, yeah, you saw the video, but when they send you that video, I can almost guarantee you they would be stupid to send you the real video that you're saying you seen. That would be stupid. So I definitely don't think. I think they're playing in your face if what he's saying is the truth. Okay, so Miss Shon, now we are officially getting into. We are now officially getting into the live. I wanted to give you some time to be able to get in here to see if you can get in here, and I also. Wanted to hurry up and get this live in early morning so I can have time to go back and rest before I have to be out of here from work. Somebody else said they saw it. Okay. The problem is the public hasn't seen it. That's the issue. That's the issue. So as we get into this live, you back, Miss Shine?
Yes, I couldn't hear you.
Okay. So Miss Shon, we've had our, excuse me, y'all. We've had our discussions on this topic. Um, I have always stated my opinion. I never thought he was going from the get go. I never thought KARMLO was going to get self defense. I never felt he had a strong argument for self defense. That never changed with me, and I always said I thought he was going to be convicted. Now, what I also said was I didn't think he was going to get first degree. I didn't think he was going to get murder. Um, so what I'm asking in this live is, does it seem like this lawyer fought for him, or does it seem like this lawyer actually kind of handed him over um, in this case? What are your thoughts on that? Shout out to you, Exclusive. What up? And Cheryl, what's happening? Go ahead, Shon.
I don't think anybody felt, well, I can't speak for everybody, but I don't think anybody felt like he needed to not be accountable for what happened, because I always said it was either going to be second degree or manslaughter. I've always said that, although I felt like it was self defense, but being where it was coming from and the dynamics of what he was dealing with, it was either going to be manslaughter or second degree. Never did I think it was going to be first degree. Because at the end of the day, there was a child that was taken. So that has always got to be an account. That has always got to be, um, you can't close your eyes to that. You can't pretend like, oh, because he's a young, minority boy, okay, we're just going to go for him and we're just going to, you know, overlook the fact of what happened. So I always felt like he was going to get manslaughter, but I still wanted to hear his side. I always felt like in some form, and I still feel like it was self-defense. I don't care what nobody say. I still feel like it was self-defense. I still feel like he was scared, but could he have made a better decision? Of course, we all could have. But like I said in the last live, people are not thinking from a 17-year-old mindset. They're thinking from a grown man's mindset or a grown woman's mindset. Um, but I guess reality, they were you're in Collin County. The majority of them is uh is white. So I mean, that's where it was going to go unless his attorney opted to move to another venue, and his attorney did not do that. Now, as
Didn't do
far
it.
as my opinion about his attorney, I was completely and utterly disappointed. I was very, very disappointed because he didn't hire no back leg attorneys. These attorneys were great attorneys, one of them especially. And I don't know what happened. I don't know. They didn't call any expert witnesses. They didn't call any child expert witnesses. They didn't call, they rested. And one thing that caught my eye was when the defense called their three witnesses, and those witnesses just really didn't validate for KARMLO the way they should have. And then they took this long recess. They went up and congregated with the judge, and then all of a sudden, boom, they took this long recess and came back and the defense rest, which that raises some red flags to me. Like what happened in those 2 hours that made the defense decide to rest? I believe that the defense knew
Rest
that
right there.
KARMLO was going to not beat this case. And they just didn't put their best foot forward. I just don't feel like, I think he had inadequate representation, which that's an automatic appeal. He did not have adequate representation. Um, because the lawyer even said on one witness that he only spoke to him 2 minutes prior to him taking the stand. So it, you
Right.
had a whole year to
Right.
interview these people, to talk to these people, to to call the appropriate people. And nobody vouched. Maybe a coach did, but in the end of the questioning, by the time the prosecution got a hold of them, they was agreeing with the prosecution side. And another thing that was very wrong was one thing that they should have objected to was when the they should have objected to was when the prosecutor asked those teenagers, do you think it was self-defense? Do you think it was murder? He should have objected on that. The defense attorney should have objected because that was not their call to say. They were not expert witnesses to say if it was self-defense or anything. They're not in wasn't in Carmelo Anthony's mind to determine that, but an expert witness could possibly give you an analogy or give you some type of, you know, psychology of what he could have been thinking or what he could have been going through at that time, so you could see it from his point of view that it could have been self-defense. You don't ask a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old, is it self-defense, and everybody got the same damn answer. And then all of a sudden that to me influenced the jury. It influenced them, period. I mean, it's just like I said, at the end of the day, I'm just totally disappointed in his I'm disappointed in his attorneys. That's where my disappointment and hurt
Yeah,
lies. And if he was going to go out, he should have went out
right,
fighting. They should have went
right.
out going very hard for him, the best that they could. They should have raised some objections so to make it a stronger appeal. They just didn't do anything, and I'm disappointed. I'm fairly disappointed in that.
And that's all I'm saying. I felt how I felt about the trial. You know, I mean, about what I thought was going to happen to him. I felt what I felt. I didn't feel like he was going to walk. But I'm disappointed also that, sheesh, you're not going to fight for him, though? Like, you're not going to fight? And all I keep, thinking is, man, for you to be the one of the best, and I think they said you've been one of the best for years, and we don't see you didn't put up. Listen, man, we watched Brian Steele. We watched a case where we thought Young Thug was going down. You feel what I'm saying? We thought he was going down, and we watched Brian Steele put on a show, put up a fight. We didn't see that in this case. Like, we didn't see that with this lawyer, and it just felt ugly to me. I told y'all, like, one part of me felt like he handed him over, but then one part of me was like, well, maybe it's a strategy to try. Maybe he feels that strong that he has a good appeal. Maybe he already knew he's going to be convicted, but he feels like he has a strong enough fight for an
Yeah, but
appeal
even
to
if
get
that's
it.
the case, yeah, but even if that was the case, you still go out fighting. You still live up to your name as an attorney. You would rather take
Okay.
a loss on a high profile case by just not uh giving adequate representation because of okay, let's say it, but even with that case, he didn't do enough objections to have a strong appeal. Now, do I think Carmelo Anthony, I don't think it's over. I think it's far from over because I think a lot of people are going to jump in for his appeal. But I just don't think that even if he think he even if he even if he thinks that he has a strong appeal case, why not still give strong representation? Ain't no telling what they were paid. I'm sure they were paid well because Carmelo Anthony comes from a a wealthy family. He's not. He comes from a good background. So I just I get it, but I don't. I've seen attorneys. That was terrible to me.
Okay.
That was not good.
So
That
help
was
me
just
out, you
not good.
guys. Help me understand, who is Candace Matthew? I've
Who?
been seeing that. Candace Matthew. I've been seeing that everybody's saying Candace Matthew. want to go down there. Who is Candace Matthews?
I think she's like an activist or something like that.
Okay. Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not.
I
I'm
don't
not.
know.
I'm not hip to Candace Matthews. I've seen a few people say that. I saw people saying that yesterday. Okay, she's an activist. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
you
she's an
guys.
activist or something like that. But I want to say that picture that you guys see floating around, that everybody say that, that's the DA, Jeff Metcalf. That's not him. That picture is not him at all. That picture is not accurate. But what I will say that is very accurate and fact based is that one of Carmelo's attorneys and the DA have worked together for years. This was their first time on opposite sides of the table. So they know each other very, very, very well. So they've worked together on many, many cases, but this is the first time they've been on opposite sides of the table. So I see that as I'm not, I just see that as a red flag. I
Hmm,
just see that as a red flag. And this is a small community where everybody knows each other, right? That's another red flag to me. It's just I don't
okay. So they say Candace is a beast in the Texas streets. Okay. Um, I heard somebody yesterday. I believe I was listening to Michi X last night, and she was saying some things about the Carmelo trial and the Rick Chow case. Now we were up in arms about the system. We were up in arms about the system, failing us or whatever, in the Rick Chow case. But she brought up a point where she said, "Hey, man, it was black people on that jury that found that man um, not guilty. So how do we look at that? It was, it was black people on that jury. So, because a big thing was made about the jury selection, and she was basically saying this wasn't about a jury selection type of thing or whatever, but she was bringing up the Rick Chow case, and she was like, so, I mean, in the Rick Chow case, there was, I think, 5 black people on the jury who also who found that man not guilty. Um, what do you feel about that comment that she was making?
I
Was it the
mean, I
system?
already like
What she was
like I
saying
s-
was it wasn't the system that failed us; it was our own people that failed us in that situation.
in the Rick Child.
Yeah, because she was saying it was 5 black jurors
Yeah,
who
it
found
was.
him guilty.
It was black jurors on that. However, I know I did state that legally I told you I get it why that happened. Legally, that don't
Okay,
mean I agree with it, but legally I get how they came to the conclusion that they came to. You got to understand they wasn't given the choice of manslaughter. They was given only murder. Like I said, South Carolina does not have first or second degree. They just have flat out, you know, murdered, and they wasn't offered a second. They wasn't offered manslaughter. So
okay,
I mean, I kind of get it, and why they came, I mean, legally. If you're looking at just from a legal standpoint in the Rick Child case, I understand and I said that. But morally, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with what they did. I don't agree at all because they could have, that I feel like in that case, this is what I
look at his
feel like
history.
what went wrong. I feel like the judge should have set aside that verdict. I feel like that was one thing he could have did, and the second thing, well, that's the second thing. The first thing he could have did was, despite the fact of them not wanting to put manslaughter as an option, he had full control of putting it in anyway. He could have gave that to the jury, and he didn't. So that's where I feel like the judge failed us in the Rick Child case. He should have put excuse me, manslaughter in as a second option, and he did not do that. So in my opinion, I just feel like maybe it was the system and both failed us, but the prosecution didn't prove intent. I mean, they just didn't.
in that case.
They just didn't.
I can get what you're saying legally.
As hurt as that makes me say it, when I look at the legal points of everything, they did not prove it. So, but they did prove manslaughter. They proved manslaughter without a doubt, but they didn't have that choice. So, you know.
So let me ask you this question. You said earlier, I don't believe this is over.
No.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, what what are you thinking? What when you say I don't believe this is over?
No, it's not over, because I do believe that they are going to fight. They are going to fight for Carmelo Anthony's appeal. They're going to fight. They're going to get, I do believe that a lot of people are coming together and they're going to do his appeal. Because there's so many reasons for an appeal. There's so many reasons. That was not a fair trial whatsoever. One
I
of the
don't get fair
biggest,
trial either.
one of the biggest ones was, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's that's absolutely right. But one of the biggest ones that stands out to the world, and if you didn't see it, you were blind. He didn't have um adequate representation. He just didn't. He just didn't. He didn't have adequate representation whatsoever. So that's enough for an appeal, because they didn't call. You know, my thing is, how much do they pay these lawyers? You had enough to get experts on that stand to talk about the, excuse me, the child mindset, the child development mindset, to get inside the mind of Carmelo Anthony, to even get inside the mind of Austin
Good point.
Metcalf, to get
Good point.
not just Carmelo, but Austin and all the other kids. And somebody to point out, you know, I mean, like I said, I'm speechless. I really am. I'm speechless. And
So
again, I know a lot of these attorneys, if y'all been paying attention, they brought up another good point. Because the judge put a gag order on this whole situation, we didn't know what motions were filed prior to this, what they could and could not say in court, what they could and
yep.
could not represent in court. That's another thing. We didn't even, the public didn't have access to that. So we don't know what they, what motions were filed prior to the court, because there's a lot of motions filed in pretrial. There's a lot of motions filed about what they can bring to the front, what they can't bring to the front. So we don't even know that. But I
You
don't get
guys, I
it.
know
And
this was very. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it was let me tell you, yeah. I agree with you, Renee. A whole pony show. To me, it was a whole shit show. The whole shit show. It was a shit show. He didn't have a fair trial. And I feel like this. I feel like this with a football game. If you're going to
Go out
lose,
fight.
go out fighting. Go, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down fighting. You're going to know I fought to the end. They did not fight for him. And that what breaks my
I
heart.
agree.
They did not fight for that little boy. They did not fight for him. They fought for Metcalf. Shit.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Like I said, so you guys, I keep stating, and this is why I keep stating my position. I never thought he was going to walk. But I didn't think he was going to get murdered. I never thought he was going to get self-defense. I never thought he was going to get that. But it still doesn't take away the fact that I felt like, his lawyer isn't fighting. They didn't fight. This doesn't look like a fair trial. You get what I'm saying? Because there were some things that could have been addressed and were not addressed. I played a video. I heard a whole white man break down this case yesterday. how he could have fought, and he sounded better than what we heard Carmelo's lawyer sounded like. So I don't want people to think, oh, you feel a certain way, da 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 da, or oh, he's guilty. It doesn't matter. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is, did this lawyer just take that money and hand that boy over? Did this lawyer sabotage this boy's case? Is what I'm saying. I just didn't see the fight. Not only did I not see the fight, I just didn't feel this was a fair trial. I just didn't. And so earlier, Madison put in the chat something about the jurors or something. Listen, man. Okay, so I heard this point made. I heard this point. Okay, this was a point I heard made last night. Tell me what your thoughts are on this, Ms. Shon. Again, I think this came off of Michi X's. This came off of Michi X's live she did last night. And basically, Michi X is saying, our people let us down. We let ourselves down. Not the system. So she made this point. She said, when it came to the jury, the people that got dismissed, right? Remember, Ms. Shon, you said there were brown-skinned jurors that got dismissed because they were too honest. They said, hey, I can't see sending a brother to jail. I can't see, I'm not going to be good for this case. So what Michi, that was stupid. Basically what she's saying, because she's a pro-black activist, okay? Basically what she was saying was, juror, you should have kept your mouth shut, and you should have went and been on that stand to not send that boy to jail, to make sure he doesn't go to jail, is what she felt. Those of you who were that honest that said, I can't see sending this guy to jail, he's one of ours, I can't see. What she felt like you should have did was be quiet and go get on that stand and, help, this boy have a fair trial. So in her eyes, she feels like we let us down by moments like that, because that juror, he could have been a juror on that jury that helped KARMLO not get convicted. So what do you think about when she said that?
I agree with her. I agree with her. I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm going to tell you, sometimes I think we think that we have to be so tough. We have to think that we have to sound a certain way and act a certain way to be accepted or be validated to our people. And that's in my opinion. We have to look a certain way. We have to talk a certain way. We gotta, be able to. I just think that our let me and this again, this is my opinion, okay? Let me stress this. This is my opinion. I think people, and I can say this of all race, I think people are so bent on being accepted and being oh, I'm just candid like that. I'm just want to be seen a certain way by their community, that they sabotage shit completely, because in a
I can
way
see.
that they could be helpful, and they rather just, they don't. I think some people are afraid to be different. Some people are afraid to be different, and so they do the too much. They don't know how to just make it be simple. Just be simple. You ain't got to do all that for people to like you. You don't have to do all that to be validated. You don't just Be simple. For him to get up on there and them ask him that question and he say that was just so black of him to do that. It was just black of him to do that. Why?
Yeah,
Why say that? Why say that? Why? What was the point of that? And then a lot of people
yeah. So
say, that, oh, I don't get out and vote. I don't want to vote. What's the point? Let me tell y'all something. Y'all just register to vote. You ain't gotta vote. Register, because that's how they pick their jurors. That's how they pick people. When you register to vote. If you don't want to vote, don't vote. But just make sure you register. That way they have your name in the system so they can pick you as a jury on these cases and you can make a difference. You can make a difference.
you
Like
know,
I said, you don't have to vote. Just register so you can be picked and you can make a difference when it comes down to cases like this. And you won't have ignorant people go up on a stand and be like, yeah, yo, I can't do this, bro. I can't. I mean, that's ignorant. You sound ignorant. You sound
yeah.
ignorant. You do not sound educated. You sound ignorant.
When I heard her say that, what up, Slim? When I heard her say that, I thought about that. I said, damn, she kind of got a point right there. Like, like you could have helped, in that trial if that's what you felt, But I did hear somebody yesterday also. I heard somebody yesterday talk about jury duty and stuff and saying that we need to do more jury duty. Let me tell you what I feel. And I've been saying this for the longest. You see how a lot of our people, love to throw money around. They love to show you their money, And I always go back. For instance, I'll take y'all back to, and I'm finna sidetrack for a second. If y'all remember when Boosie got kicked off of Instagram, and he got kicked off of Facebook. I think he got kicked off of Facebook. Yeah, because he was crying about Mark Zuckerberg took his page or something. And he was hot about himself getting taken off of Facebook. But then he went to a money machine and he was just counting his money, right? He's showing all this money he got, right? And I'm in my head saying, are you seriously? You're seriously crying about getting kicked off Facebook, and then you go to a money machine and you count on all these. It was Instagram. Okay, so he got kicked off of one of them social media sites. And I was saying to myself, yo, why not you put your money together, put your black money together, right? Instead of stunting in our face, put your black money together with some other black people who have money. And why don't y'all start your own social media platforms? Start your own social media platforms. And then you don't have to worry about being censored. But we don't want to do that. But then it's cases like this, right? Like this, the Rick Child case, all of that, right? Where I say, you see how we could be taking our black money and putting it into our kids we could be putting money into putting our people through law school, our children through law school, our children through medical school. We could be putting our money towards these type of things, so that way we have more of us judges, we have more of us law enforcement, we have more of us doctors, we have more of us lawyers, but we choose to take our money and stun on each other or take from each other instead of us building our own. And then we sit back and cry about the white man and racism and woo. And this is what I be talking about that victim mentality. Like, we don't have to be victims. Take that money. And we talk about the police coming into our community and mistreating us. Why aren't these billionaire black people putting money into our communities? Get our own security so the police don't have to come in our community and police nothing. We have our own. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. We have to depend on these white judges, these white jurors, these white lawyers, when we could be hey man, hey, that's what a lot of people are saying. We did better when we were taking care of our own. That's what a lot of people are saying. We did better when we took care of our own businesses and we had our own companies, our own towns and stuff, you know. So that's a thought. But what I'm saying is, I see a lot of black money that be floating around. It's going to nothing that helps us as a people. Nothing that helps us as a people. It's everybody for themselves. Everybody stunting on each other. We're putting money into clothes, designer clothes. We're putting money into nothing that benefits us and builds us. Money could be going into schools. We cry about the school system. Where's our schools? We don't utilize enough black banks. So at some point I feel like we hold ourselves down and then we cry victim. We cry with this victim mentality. The white man won't let us do this. The white man is holding us back. The white man. Well, get your own. Do your own. Help your own. Then you don't have to cry about the white man. Let the white man stay over there and do what he do. And we could be pushing politicians into them politician circles, mayors, councilmen. We could be sending our own into school and taking care of these children who want to be lawyers, who want to be police officers, who want to help our people. But we don't, because we have to pay to be at rap concerts, and we have to pay to have designer clothes and this and that. And then when we get in trouble, we have to go before the white man. We have to go before that white man and be judged by people that don't even look like us. And we have to go hire that white lawyer because we don't have enough of our own. Our children aren't defending us. Our grandchildren aren't defending us. We aren't defending our children. We aren't defending our grandchildren. We got the white man. It's just like, at what point do we start helping ourselves is all I'm saying. You want to say anything, Shon?
Let me say something. It's so funny. It's so funny. The black lawyer who was on Rick Child case, right? So he did make a statement regarding the Carmelo Anthony. And the crazy thing is, so you hire the black lawyer to get you off, right? Because he was strong. And then they go hire a white lawyer and the black man goes to jail. So that's so funny because he made a statement yesterday, I believe. And he said that, of course they're going to respect their colleagues and not going to say too much of people in the same field in a negative way. But he did say one thing. He said, as a lawyer, he knows what maybe the public doesn't know. Self-defense is not that hard to prove, is what he said. That's why he was able to get Rick Chow off. It's not that hard to prove, he said, because you don't have to prove it. So the prosecution has to debunk it, but it's up to the defense to at least show more of a defense, Show more. Answer the questions that the public wants to know. Why did he have the knife? Let them know why he had it. So you won't know that he just brought it there. They didn't even debunk that. They didn't even
They didn't even do that.
try.
They
They
didn't
didn't
even
even
do that.
try to
Yep.
say, let me tell you why he brought it. So you won't think he brought it there for a malicious reason. They didn't even try. So he said that that case was a lot more easier than it came out to be. But hey, that's a black lawyer that got a white man off. And I'm Asian, whatever you want to call it. He non-minority. That's all I'm gonna say. That got him off. But these white lawyers supposed to be top lawyers, but they,
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
amazing to me. And just like I said, I do agree. You need to put more money into your kids so they can get education, so they can start defending us. But you know what? The hard truth is we don't bother until it affects us close to home. We don't even care until it's
That's
somebody out of our family or
right.
somebody out of our very own
Yep.
community. Then we start caring. You got all these people, and forgive me, y'all. I'm a little passionate this morning because I'm so hurt by what happened. Not, and I'm when I tell y'all I'm hurt by what happened, I'm hurt by because he didn't get adequate representation. Because I do believe he should have been accountable for what he did. Period. I ain't gonna never disregard that because a life again was taken. But what I am gonna say is you got so many people here on social media. They can yell at each other, cuss each other out, call each other names, and do this and stand up for the right. But ain't nobody got that energy when it comes down to fighting for something that's real out here in the community.
Real.
They don't have that kind of
That's
energy.
real.
Ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't my problem. You ain't got the same energy. That you don't have none of that. That's what, and that's Facebook's. You just don't have the same. You rather fight for a cause that don't. That's irrelevant. It's not going to make a difference. It's, well, you like her, she like him, and she don't like her. Well, are you going to support me? No, don't go over there. No, you can come over. Who cares? Who gives a damn? But you got a young 19-year-old boy, all that could have went into trying to advocate and fight on social media for him. You could have did that. I'm just saying. I'm speaking for everybody. Everybody. Just the
Facts.
same way they fighting for Romika. Now, again, with the Romika case, you got to understand this is a lesson for Austin. Even though he's deceased, Austin, Romika, Carmelo, and Cordesia. Let's look at all four of them. Romika and Austin, their lesson was everybody ain't gonna deal with the bullying. Everybody ain't gonna deal with the hot shot. Not that I'm saying they were, but that's the picture that the community has painted. Let's just go with, hindsight, what they are saying. Everybody's not gonna go for that, and you see what happens. But they did not deserve to lose their life over it. Both of them. They didn't deserve to lose their life over it at all. And Cordesia and Carmelo. I'm going to play devil's advocate because y'all know I'm not on anybody's side. I'm not on anybody's side. You got two young people in jail right now because they couldn't make better
The decisions.
choices and decisions. And again, I can't say how they felt when they were in those decisions. I can't say. That's why I'm very delicate with my words because, you know, I don't know Romika. I can't say she was a bully. You know what I'm saying? But that's how society has painted her. So if we're gonna go with off what society say, they say Austin was a bully. So if we're gonna paint those as the villains, well, guess what? Those villains had to learn the hard way that everybody ain't gonna just bow down. Everybody ain't gonna, because what's the most dangerous person? What is the most dangerous person in the world that you should never go against?
A scared person. Somebody
A
scared.
scary person. Because guess what? They're going to find any means to get out from where they are because they're so scared and they're not going to make a conscious decision. They're going to be impulsive because they're scared. And somebody going to pay the price because they're scared as hell. So they're going to make an impulsive decision. That's the most dangerous person in the world. Not a bully, not a bully, not a tough person, but a scary person. But
Nobody
a scary
likes to live
person.
scared. Nobody likes to
A,
live
s-
scared.
a scary person. Because they call, they, say what you want. If I'm scared or scary in a scary situation, best believe I'm looking around for the first thing, or I'm gonna do whatever I need to and pay the consequences later.
And I might not be. Hey, I'm scared right now. I might not be thinking logically, um,
Rational. You're not thinking
or
rational when you're
rational
scared.
when I'm scared. Yeah, yeah.
And that's
I
just that's the reality of it. And I don't think people are looking at the reality of it. The legal part of it, the reality part of it, I don't think are being considered. It's just it's emotions and feelings. I can look at the legal side of it. Yeah. And even though again, like I said, I don't agree with the Rick Child decision or whatever, I understand it from a legal standpoint. I do. I understand it. That's why I'm more settled with it. But this shit right here, yeah, no.
Let me ask you this: um, if they decide to go with the appeal or whatever, I haven't listened to see if they're filing an appeal or not. I don't know if they are or not. But if they do you think he should get rid of this lawyer, or you know, should he get a new lawyer for the appeal process, or should he stick with the lawyer? Do you think he's going to stick with the lawyer he
I
has?
mean, all lawyers are not appellate lawyers.
Okay.
All just be even if you're a criminal defense attorney, all lawyers are not good with appellate issues. So I don't know if he's an appellate lawyer or not. So, but even if he is, I personally would say to use somebody else. Use somebody who is for him sincerely and not connected to that county. Not connected to that county. I would never reuse them the way they just handed him to the system. Never. There, you can't use the same lawyer that you said had inadequate representation if you're going to appeal.
Yeah, you got a point. you, you got it. Yeah, that's what you. Yeah, if that's what you're gonna say. We were talking last night. And we were just both like kind of with our mouth open, like, yo, he is not walking out of that courtroom. We were talking and you were saying, man, can you imagine you waking up in your own house, in your own bed, just to go to court that day, and you will never come back to that house again, or not for a long, long. You probably will never come back to that house again. Um, a split second, a split decision. I'm gonna tell y'all this story I heard Wallow say on Wallow and Gilly, right? And this is where we go into choices, decisions, egos, all of that type of stuff. People having to prove a point. Sometimes you'll look back and say, was it worth me proving that point? Could I have just did something else? Was it worth me proving that point? Wallow said when he went to prison, um, he said he had a cellmate who was an OG. He was the older guy, and the older guy, when he got in that cell, the older guy said, "How long it take?" And Wallow was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, how long it take? How long did it take?" And Wallow didn't know what the guy was talking about when he was just saying, "How long did it take?" And the older guy said, "Yeah, how long did it take for you to end up in here from out there? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes? How long did it take when you were out there? Whatever you did to get in here, how long did it take?" And he told him what he was in there for. He said that took about all of 2.5 minutes, huh? And you're in here for over 10 years now. 10 years. And this is why when Miss Shon and I did that live, if y'all remember, we did the live on Romika, on the Romika case, and we told y'all we're not on anybody's side. We're not taking up for anybody, but I guarantee you all of them, even in the KARMLO trial right now, wish they had made different decisions, which could have led them. You know, when people say, he didn't have to run, he didn't have to retreat, he didn't have to, and you might be right. Maybe he didn't have to retreat. But could he have retreated and still be here outside today? Could he had? Dude could have went and got a coach. He could have went and got a coach. Dude could have tried to not bully him, you know? And might be still here today. All we were saying is on all sides of the coin, people could have made better decisions, because somebody might be asking you the question, how long did it take? That boy woke up this morning. And what I'm saying is, remember when I say he probably wishes he never had that knife, even put that knife in his backpack. You know, I don't know if it was already in there or if he got up and put it in there, but if he got up that morning and put that knife into his backpack, I'm sure right now he's sitting there saying, I wish I'd have never put that knife in my backpack. You know, I'm sure the other side is saying, I wish he'd have never said nothing to KARMLO. All I'm saying is, in life, we have choices, we have decisions. All I'm saying is there's always a thought before you take the action, man. You have to, it's always a thought, man. It's just sad. It's unfortunate what we're looking at. I do hope he appeals. Because I believe there is enough evidence on that table where he can fight. Like, he can actually, whether he wins or loses, he can actually fight. And I just don't feel like he fought. Like, not him, but his team fought.
He can fight to get a new trial. He can also fight to get a new trial.
Okay.
He can also fight to get a new trial. Because you know what I thought?
Go ahead.
I thought about something, and what you just said, you said they all, and that's something his defense attorney should have asked those witnesses on that stand. It was like, well, we all was telling him to leave. So my question would have been to each one of them, why didn't you go get a coach? Why didn't you go get an adult? That would have been as a defense attorney, my question to all of them that said, blah, blah, blah. I would have asked them, why didn't you go get an adult? If you felt like he just wouldn't move and blah, why didn't you go get an adult to come over there and say, hey, KARMLO, maybe it's not a good idea if you be over here. Why couldn't any of them have done that? The defense attorney did not ask that at all. He did not shut any of those kids down. He did not shut any of them down.
He didn't do anything.
I mean, because he could have shut him down. He could have shut him down. They're carrying on. Yes, we felt like it wasn't self-defense. He blah, blah, blah. Okay, if you felt like he was that bad and he was doing that, and you felt like you wanted to have Austin's back, why didn't you, and you felt like he was being provoking? And here's another question that wasn't asked. How did KARMLO provoke him? How? What did he do? How did he provoke him? They said because he said something. Words alone don't provoke nothing. How did he provoke him? Did he get up? Did he start hitting on it? Did he start swinging on him? How did he provoke him? In what manner did he provoke him? And then another thing is, if y'all listen to Hunter's original take on what happened when it first happened, he said that his own brother took KARMLO's book bag. Did we hear anything about that at the trial? Nope. We didn't hear nothing. Did his attorney touch on it? Nope. Didn't say a word about the inconsistent stories. He could, let me say what his attorney could have did. His attorney could have played Austin's video. I mean, Hunter's original video, original one.
None of that.
And said, Well, y'all are saying this, but this is what Hunter is saying. So what do you think about that? He didn't do any of that. I mean, he didn't shut nothing down. He didn't nothing. That's why I just, like I said, something inside of me is saying, yeah, he can, but whether they're going to do it or not, he can be he if they file an appeal, he can file for him to be out on bond during the appeal process. Yes, he can. I don't know if he did or not. I mean, are they going to or not? Because I heard Charleston White. Now y'all know he said that they were putting up the money for him to get an appeal bond. So
And I kind of think that's what's about to happen. That's what I think is about to happen. I believe our people are about to come together, and they're about to make they're going to make sure this guy, this is what I'm starting to believe. Even those of us who felt like he wasn't going to get off, like even those of us who felt it wasn't self-defense, even those of us who felt he was going to be convicted, I think even we're looking at this and just saying, although we felt this way, he still didn't get a fair trial. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still, and I think that's where our people is about to come together. And if he goes for an appeal, this is where I think you're finna see all the celebrities come together. They finna drop money down. They finna they're finna put that money up for that boy to get an appeal. For it,
but
this
I
is
can
what I think you're gonna see us come together for that. Go ahead, Shon.
I do think they're going to think of a reason for that judge to be recused from it, because ultimately he will be the person that you would go to for a bond. But I do believe that they are going to work to where they're going to get him recused from the case for what, because of his connections with the community. Because y'all understand, federal judges are appointed, local judges are voted in. So his job is to make the community happy, because he has to be voted in as a judge. He's a district judge. He's a man. Those are voted in by the
Good point.
community. Federal
Good point.
judges are appointed. So they don't have to do nothing. They don't have to satisfy nobody. But they're upper people. So the judge's thing was, that's his community. So he has to stay in touch with his community, make his community happy. So 9 times out of 10, they are probably going to get him to come off the case. I mean, a good lawyer. And I don't think they're going to get a lawyer from that community. They're probably going to get a really good lawyer who can actually get, same thing Brian Steele did
Yeah.
with I about to say Carmelo Anthony. Same thing Brian Steele did with P. Diddy. Attorneys from different states, they have to put in to practice. It's a special type of permission that they have to get, or a temporary practice license
That's
that
right.
they can apply for that state to
That
practice in
state.
that
Yeah.
state. So they can't get an out of state attorney to come in, and he would just apply. They would have to pay for it, of course, to represent Carmelo Anthony in the state of Texas. So there's many avenues that can be taken with this situation, and they can get that taken out of that county. For the simple fact is, it's just not diverse enough. It's not anything, and he can
Yeah.
get a new trial. He can get a new trial. I feel like he's going to get a new trial because he didn't have adequate um I'm sorry, he didn't have adequate
Representation.
representation. So
Yeah.
there's many
And
avenues that can be taken. So that's why I say I think this is far from over. That's my opinion. I could be
the
wrong,
point
y'all. I
you
could be
made about
wrong.
the point you made about the judges was a good point, because I was going to ask you about that too. Do you think the judge and his community played a big part in this too? Because
Yes.
hey, if he gets off and this judge, man, listen, that community, he still has to live in that community. That judge has to live in that community. Um, I wanted to ask you, do you think, he did what he did, the way he did it to
Yes, because
appease his.
yes. Because it's, you gotta understand what I told y'all again about sometimes about how, excuse me, high profile cases in local communities. They sometimes it's about politics. Sometimes it's about politics, because if those DAs are voted, all these people are voted in in these local communities, they're voted in. So they have to win the votes of their community. So therefore, they have to satisfy their community in order to continue to get their vote. That man is up for reelection. I think the end of this year, the end of next year. That judge, you, of course, he
Yeah.
was going to kind of lean toward that side a little bit more. Of course, so
Okay.
but a federal
Makes sense.
judge is appointed, so he don't have to satisfy nobody. He gonna do what's he's just gonna do. He or she, excuse me, I don't mean to be, he or she don't have to satisfy anybody. They gonna just do what the law says. But there's many avenues that can be taken with this situation, which I feel like this attorney, he should have changed venues. But hey, he's part of Colin County, so
And
shit,
see,
why would he?
and that's where we're saying these are things like if we as regular people are saying these things, like you can't tell me this guy who's one of the best lawyers in Texas for years didn't know this stuff, man. Man, listen, man, like I felt like he handed that boy over. He was bought out. I felt like he was bought out. I felt like he sold his soul. He
And
sold his
the
soul.
and let me put this out about the judge by his peers. Okay, so let me just put this out here. When they say judge by your peers, I know people think, well, he has to have somebody black on there. He doesn't have to, but it makes for a better outcome. If you don't, then you're not getting in a situation like this. But it has to be a diversion of your community. So if you go back, the reason why they might throw that particular one out, and I'm gonna tell you why before y'all jump down my case or whatever.
I get
Because
it. I get it. I get it.
if you go back and do statistics and research, because I did, in that
That is
particular county, in that community, it is
that's
only
his
like
community.
10 or 11% black. So
I
it's
good
not
point.
that it's not that many minorities in that community. So in that community, he very well could have been judged by his peers
By his
because
peers. Right.
there are not that many um there are
Right.
not that many minorities, and it's only 10 to 11%. So they could make that argument. I'm not saying it won't work, but they could come back and make that argument. But
Right.
I'm gonna tell you another thing where they screwed up at and they end up finding this out was those three black educators that they threw out allegedly because they were educators. Well, they had one white female educator on there. They had one
Oh.
white female educator on the jury. So
Mm.
please tell me, make that make sense. How do you throw out three black females and you say because they're educators, but you let the one white female through and she's an educator?
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, that's ugly. But yeah, she has a point. Yeah, when we were talking about that being judged by your peers, yes, I get it now. Like because I heard a lawyer breaking this down. I heard on another channel breaking it down, saying that the being judged by your peers are supposed to reflect your community. And if we take a look at the community he's in, yeah, that's his community. Like what's on that stand, what's his community? So yeah, that can be an argument. Like that can be hey, he was being judged by his peers. This did reflect the community, you know. So yeah, that weakens that argument. That kind of weakens that argument. So yeah, you guys, I'm getting ready to wrap this up. But did you want to say something, Sean?
No, I was just going to agree that it does weaken that argument. And I'd rather just be straight with everybody so you can prepare and you're not asking questions about why they're not raising issues about being judged by his peers because of the community is not doesn't have that many minorities, which is why I feel like his lawyer should have changed venues. But hey, who am I?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things we can clearly see, not as lawyers, that his lawyer could have did, but he just didn't. Like I'm talking on down to the cross examination and pulling videos and into evidence and again, we can't put too much stock into what this guy is saying he saw on that video, because nobody else, like the public, hasn't seen that video that he's saying he's seen. And I mean, two people are saying they seen that video, like, yeah. And then he's saying they're telling him they're going to send him the video after the trial. He's not getting that video, even if that video did exist. He's not getting that video. Miss Shon, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think it's funny that in that tent with all of those children, there's no videos floating around of what happened under that tent in this day and time?
Well, when they asked, well, I do know that the defense called the police officer who pulled the guy, Eddie, who claimed that he was pretending to videotape. I did read a little bit uh I'm sorry, I got distracted for a second. The guy pulled Eddie, the guy that said he was pretending to videotape. So when he was on the stand, he asked him, did you get any type of videos or photos from his phone? Do you know what his answer was? Do anybody know what his answer was? Or was anybody informed on what his answer was? Because I'm gonna tell y'all where y'all gonna get the best information. I'm gonna tell y'all where you gonna get the best accurate information, Twitter, because they do play-by-plays. There's one guy on there, he did a play-by-play. Oh, you are welcome. You are welcome, Raw Truth, of course. Do y'all know his answer was, I don't know. What? This, let me tell y'all something. When he said that, this is when they abruptly stopped and went to lunch.
Oh, wow.
This is when they abruptly stopped and went to lunch.
And then he came back and rested.
And then he came back and rested the case. That guy did not say no. He did not say no. He says, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard for me to believe that in this day and time, all of them kids in that tent and all that commotion that's going on, did nobody break out their phone, and you know how it goes down. We watch fights every day on all over social media where as soon as it looked like something finna jump off, people is pulling out their phones. You mean all them people in there and there's no video floating around? There's no video floating around. Nowhere.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna end on this. Come here, go. I'm gonna tell you something, and y'all don't hold me to this when I say this, but that Eddie dude, his friend, I swear to God, if I was Carmelo's, like, I know Carmelo's the oldest, so he don't have no older siblings, but I swear if I was his cousin or something, I thought dude, and I would whoop on him for getting up there lying the way he did. I swear. But forgive me, I don't believe in violence, but everybody got their moment. But I swear I'd whoop on him. I swear.
Yeah, that was all.
But of course you can't do that because that
where,
would be messing with a witness. So can't do that.
That's where I said, that's where, Eddie had the real beef. That's interesting.
Oh, wow.
She said, wow.
And y'all know what else? Wow. I'm going to say this real quick. Y'all know what else that pissed me off yesterday? They went up to Carmelo's mom. Them people, our people, went up to Carmelo's mom and said, if he was going to get that much time, he should have just killed both of them. What? Why would you say that?
Who said that? Who said that?
You can think it all you want to, but you gonna say it out loud where a camera done
Yeah,
caught
don't
it.
say that out loud. Yeah.
God, I said, you know what? That's why.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Listen, you guys, I'm gonna get ready to close this live out. I thank y'all for pulling up. I know it's early in the morning, so I thank y'all for pulling up. You know, yesterday was a very interesting day, man. You know, but this is where I'll end at when I say we gotta start pouring into us. We have to start pouring into us. And we have to start taking care of our own. I saw somebody say, this is what I saw somebody say the other day, dealing with boycotting the Asian businesses, right? I saw somebody, and I had to think about this. I saw somebody say, if you put a black business and an Asian business in the same plaza, you will not see them Asians come over into your establishment and spend $1 with you. They will not, in the same plaza, you will not ever see them Asians walk over into your establishment and put $1 into your business. But guess what you'll do on your lunch break? You're going over into their Chinese restaurant. You're going over there into their nail shop, and you're spending money over there in their, establishments, putting money in their pockets. And I thought about that, and I was like, yo, that's real. Like, because I was thinking, I was like, I don't really ever see Asians coming in our stores.
Because won't we charge too much?
But we're always in theirs. But this is where I say we have to stop fighting against each other, and we have to start pouring into each other. You know what I'm saying? We have to start pouring into our own. Man, we could have our own doctors. We could have more lawyers. We could have more law enforcement. We could have more teachers. We could have our own schools, but we tear down each other. We tear down each other, man. It's something that Miss Shon is doing right now with her son that I think that's going to be very dope in the long run, and I admire that. And when I say it's going to be very lucrative in the long run, but she's putting it into her child. You know what I'm saying? She's putting it into our community, and I salute her on what she's doing. I'm not going to tell her business or whatever, but
I don't mind. I don't care.
Well, she's got her son in real estate classes right now. He's actually going out with her, closing on homes and things like that. He's actually closed his own homes at what, 17, 18 years old?
He's 19.
19?
He's 19.
He's actually in his community helping people at 19 years old learn about real estate, and he's selling homes at 19 years old in his community. And guess who he's going to attract? More young people that look like him, because they're going to see this boy is 19 years old and he's out here dressed nice, looking nice, selling homes, showing us.
Actually, he that's what he started doing it. But remember, I told you he is now and he's doing home inspection. He getting his home inspection license, and he opened. My son is the owner of his own business. His name is on his own LLC by himself. He is doing a property preservation business where he goes and he takes homes and he fixes them up. When people go and buy investment properties, he's the person that you call to go and fix things up. He has contractors. Yeah, that's what he's doing. That's what he's on. That's his business by himself. By himself. Two of my sons have businesses in their own name. I'm not gonna allow them to work for nobody. Work for yourself.
Yeah. and I think that's dope. I've watched the journey from when as he started, and now he's, I remember when she was just taking him out to do the showings, the house, what is it called, the open houses. I remember when she started out just doing that, and now he's stepping into home inspections. But this is what I was talking about pouring into our own. You feel what I'm saying? We talk about real estate and we talk about where we can't buy houses at. We talk about, oh, we can't buy houses in this neighborhood. Me and Slim Bull was just talking about all the abandoned lots and stuff in Cleveland, Ohio. And I was going to bring this to my Indian community. I just wanted to, get some more research and, and figure out some more things. But there's so much land right now in Cleveland, Ohio, where we already know what they're getting ready to do. They're getting ready to regentrify those areas, right? And me and Slim Bull was like, yo, why don't we start buying up some of that land? Why don't we start buying on that land? And they're going to have to build around us. You know what I'm saying? But this is where our Indians can come. This is where our brown people can come. Even if we're just buying the lots, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just a lot. We could do what we want to do on those lots and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But this is something I was going to look more into and start bringing it to my Indian community, because we always talking about the land, you know what I'm saying, and this and that. But
Free thinking made a very good point. And Alicia, you are right. I was thinking about that point, that Carmelo, and that's why it hit me the way it did, because Carmelo and my son are the same age. And that's why it hurt me and hit me the way it did, because my son is 19 years old. But free thinking made a very good point. But listen, I'm getting ready to go, but because I gotta jump off of here. But thank you so much for having me, Callie. I appreciate that as always. And thank you. And hey, Sonia. And I appreciate all of you guys. And I guess we will talk again on the next live, I guess. So again, I appreciate you all.
for sure. Yes. So with that being said, I'm getting ready to close out. Also, y'all make sure y'all go check out Miss Shon, her channel, Crime Lab Dissecting Justice channel. That's her personal channel where she deals with the trials, she deals with crime stories, she deals with legal things. So y'all make sure y'all go check her out over there. Thank you guys in the chat for showing up early this morning. Moderators, thank you. I was trying to keep up with the chat this morning, but I thank y'all for helping me out with that, because I don't mind people coming over and this is me trying to show growth, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all know in the past I would have came in here going off in the chat, hey, get up out of here with all that, but I'm trying to grow, and I'm just trying to let people have their opinions, have their thoughts. Thank you, Raw Truth, I appreciate it. This is Miss Shon's channel, if y'all want to check out Miss Shon's channel. But I'm really trying to grow in the way I'm thinking and and the way I'm moving. And this is why I was telling y'all, even when it comes to a lot of the social media drama and stuff, nobody could ever say I'm scared of anybody or whatever. I'm just trying to grow, man. Like, I'm just trying to grow. And some things just don't matter to me. It don't matter to me. Like, it's not helping my life or whatever, or the conversation of it isn't helping my life. But these are important things, like this Carmelo trial, some of the other trials that's coming up, and just talking to y'all about things that affect us in real life. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just, trying to just show more growth in me, you know what I'm saying? So trying to be a little calmer in the way I'm talking, because I don't want people to take, miss my points that I'm making because they feel I talk aggressive, type things. But we got to start pouring into each other, you guys. And I'm gonna end on this. We have to stop attacking each other. You know, we've done this for so long. We've done this for so long, man. We gotta start helping each other. So with that being said, we'll see how the KARMLO situation goes. We'll see if they file an appeal or whatever, but we got to stop fighting against each other and pouring to each other. I'm out of here, you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you light niggas, that's just how I feel. We know that Black Lives Matter, but that shit don't matter to me and you, just keep it real. It's division between you and me. I know you think that you better, and that's fine with me. We can both be niggas when it's time to be. I'm dark and you light, so you still a different kind of me. We'll say that then, but truth is we would've both been a slave back then. You would've been inside the house getting slapped up in the mouth while master telling how you better behave back then, right? But you cool with that cause you niggas safe. You niggas always talking like we two different races. Y'all can't even take shots without needing to chase and feel like you better cause you born with some lighter faces. Why? Cause it's closer to white. You fucking stupid if you think that make you closer to right. People feel safer running cause you fuckers can't fight. Just sell out tonight if it'll help you further your life. See, you don't know how I feel for your mom to be black and dad to be black and get judged because just that. Can't even stand in line with people waiting to use the ATM without the person that get nervous trying not to look back. Even our women fucked up and it's your fault again. You think a woman wanna hear you cute to be dark skin like it's a damn disease she told around because her skin is darker brown. That shit y'all made up just to get that win. And how the fuck do you explain being that color anyway? Your mama probably white and fucked with a nigga dark as me and it made beige and that's you. I hope it's hurting your feelings because it needs to. So maybe not that high horse that you came on you can get off. The more we separate each other, not the deeper we lost. How we expect the racist people to treat us as equal people when we treat each other like lights, one on, one off. Believe it or not, I'd rather be darker anyway cause people look at y'all as soft and they'll try you any day. Black is beautiful, that's the shit we saying every day and that's for all blacks. It wasn't just made for lighter shades, you know. We need each other. That's the only way this race can get any further. In the world, we the same through their eyes, so I'ma apologize for not treating you like you my brother. I'm sorry. With all due respect, I kinda have pity for you dark niggas, that's just how I feel. We know it's Black Lives Matter, but that shit don't matter to me and you, just keep it real. It's division between you and me, but it's because of you, look at how you came at me. Talking loud, hoping that's gonna back me down, but ain't a bitch, nigga, what the fuck you thought that this was gonna be? Well, you kill that. We sick and tired of y'all treating us like we not black. Cause we ain't aggressive all the time, acting like we lost our mind. That's supposed to make me soft. What kind of dumb shit's that? But you cool with that cause your ego. Y'all so fucking prideful, that's the shit that you don't see though. You think we got it better like we don't walk in the store and the motherfuckers follow us around every fucking place that we go. Why? You think we think that we white? You fucking stupid if you think that shit cause you not right. And you the only motherfuckers think that we can't fight. I bet I beat your ass if I go and turn off the lights. See, you don't know how I feel for your mom to be white and dad to be black and get judged because just that. Labeled as a pretty boy and that you can't fight back. And people always pointing out that your hair not nappy. Even our women fucked up. And it's your fault again. You got them thinking that they man gotta be dark skinned. Like it's weird if they fucking with us. Like we weak and you tough. Thinking they should only be our friend. And I ain't gotta talk about how I got this color anyway. You motherfuckers always talking like we two different races. You say it's me, but the shit's you. And we can both be a nigga when it's time to. So that whole mad cause I'm light skinned, man, turn the shit off. The more we separate each other, not the deeper we lost. How we expect the racist people to treat us as equal people when we talk about each other and we killing us off. But the truth is we need each other to get respect and for us to move a little further. In this world, man, it seals at the same color. So I apologize that I don't treat you like a brother. I'm sorry.